Alright. Cutting this piece for the fan shroud. Fucked it up, man. So, I was using this level as a straight edge with these clamps here. And the fucking thing just kept moving, kept sliding. That's why this is all fucky. And I was using the jigsaw, I don't know, like 6 or 7, it's adjustable. So I changed it to 1. So this took forever to fucking cut, but at least it cut halfway decent. So it was like, I don't know, an inch every couple 6 seconds or something. So it felt like forever. I'm gonna see if I can go this way real quick on this thing just to see if I need to knock any of this edge off and make it as straight as possible, because you can see we got a bow here. So I'd measured, and like from the guard of this to the blade was about 1.5 inches. So that's where I originally set this, and then I had to reset it like 3 fucking times because it kept moving. And then I threw some vice grips behind the level to help keep it wherever it's supposed to be. So this is where we're at. Video 1, I'm making this fan shroud. After dealing with this for this straight cut, I am not looking forward to making the round cut. That flywheel is just for, weight. So, wish me luck. Here we go. All right, I got the second piece cut. Same issue, but I know why now. So whenever I was cutting this piece came forward, and it would not stay. The blade wouldn't stay in the groove of the wheels like it's supposed to. It would ride up like this. So my cuts are all off by the width of that roller. Hopefully it's not a big deal. I looked at the radiator on the first cut, and I mean, it's real close. The bolt holes are going to be basically on the edge of the material. This is supposed to go against the tanks, and I was going to put a seal there anyway, so hopefully I still have enough here. Now that I think about this, after struggling, riding the struggle bus for a while, I've been the driver of the struggle bus in my life quite a few times. Still using this jigsaw. I'm gonna use this. I have this fucking plasma cutter sitting here. I've used it one time to make sure it worked on a piece of plate steel, but I haven't done fuck all with it since then. So I'm gonna fire up this compressor over here that's older than fuck, and I'm gonna see if I can cut the circle in this with the plasma torch. I'll have to do it in sections, because I don't really have a good way to hold this plate aluminum when I cut that hole. So I'm gonna see about doing that. I'm gonna move this truck out so I don't fuck it up, and wish me luck. Hopefully next video is some semblance of a decent hole in the center of this plate, and then I'm gonna have to sit this plate on there and get the spacing for my holes, and then we'll drill some holes in it. I mean, at least drilling aluminum is fairly easy. You don't have to really worry about shit like this. That kind of bothers me, but I'll probably just knock it off with a grinder and try to make it look halfway decent whenever I get this truck out of here. So that's where we're at. This is video 2 of the fan shroud. Worst case, now we know what not to do when we make another one of these. Well, I might not have to make another one of these. Whenever we do the radiator for that engine, I'm going to get to pick the radiator, so I can probably find a radiator that fits a universal fan shroud. Hell, I might be able to buy a radiator that comes with one of the fan shrouds and then just buy my own fans, because I don't want to use junk fans. Whenever I do that motor, I'm probably going to do 2 fans instead of a single fan. But a single fan seemed like the easiest thing to do for this thing, especially with the limitations of the charging system. So, wish me luck. So, that was way easier than a jigsaw, but this thing did not like it. I mean, at some points it seemed like it cut halfway decent, like here, and then other times it just couldn't blow through the aluminum. I assume that's just because it's aluminum. I think it's 1/8 inch thick, which probably the limit for that fucking thing on aluminum. So now what we're gonna do is, I guess I could just do it here. I was gonna chalk it up in a vise there, but I'm gonna grab a flat disc and try to smooth this shit out some on both sides, the whole way around, and then see if it's the right size for that fan. It should be. Yeah, let's see if it's the right size now. It should be all right. So we got a gap there. Just a little bit of gap there. I'm sure this hole isn't fucking perfect. Oh yeah, I think we'll be good, man. We just gotta mark some holes, drill them, and mark these holes and drill them. Mount it up. I still gotta throw some rivet nuts in that thing. I think 1/4 inch are gonna be the right size, but I don't really know. If not, I'll just nut and bolt the damn thing on there. I'm getting tired of doing this. I was hoping this was gonna go a lot easier. If I would use steel plate, it probably would have been a lot easier, but I didn't. I used aluminum, and it's being a pain in the dick, so I guess that's just the way it is. But one step closer. There we go. I'm gonna finish the rest of this and clean this motherfucker up. And then I'll make a short video on this being done. Hopefully mounted to that thing with a fan on it, and you know, it working good. But like I said, these two edges, or I mean the whole thing, I guess, is gonna be a little bit short because of the complications I had with the jigsaw. I should have just cut this with a plasma torch to begin with, even though it would have been a shitty cut. I could have cut it a little bit long and then cleaned it up with a flap disc. Now we know. Next time, that's what we'll use. Next time, hopefully, we don't have to make one of these, but, you know, if we ever do have to make one of these in the future, now we know. All right, we'll see you. All right, I'm worn out. Got this thing on here. It's bowed a little bit because I have this shit underneath here. So I want to make sure that that gap's sealed good, top and bottom. You can see a little bit of gap here, but there's a piece in here too, so hopefully that'll work out. That jigsaw fucked me, so I ended up having to slot these holes instead of, you know, having holes. So I ended up using spacers instead of washers, which are basically just thick washers. And theoretically, this thing, it's a puller fan, so it should be trying to push it in here, and it's pretty solid, so hopefully this works out for me. Finally done with it. I wish I didn't use a fucking jigsaw, man. I was talking to JT, and he told me I should have used a circular saw. I wasn't sure I could use a circular saw for aluminum, but maybe I should have done that, man. Then my shit would fit right. But things to know for next time. All right, that's it. I'm done. See ya.